So if you've got a problem, call the Mariana Islands Insurance Commissioner. That's the Republican plan. Profits for the insurance industry.
Gentleman from Texas seeks recognition.
I do, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to yield to the gentleman from Texas for a unanimous consent request.
Gentleman from Texas is recognized for a unanimous consent request.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks and submit my statement to the record on this job-killing bill that cuts Medicare, piles debt on our children, and raises health care costs and raises taxes on the American people.
The time of the gentleman has expired, and the chair will charge the distinguished gentleman from Texas with the time. Gentleman from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Rules Committee did a great job. Held a 12-hour meeting yesterday. I would like to say to the American people that everybody understands what's in this bill. They have a chance. No unintended consequences with this. Republicans have laid out what we believe will happen. Mr. Speaker, lots of groups around the country also know what would happen, and I'd like to ask unanimous consent to insert into the record the list of people who would say vote no on this bill. They are business organizations all across this country. Mr. Speaker, we understand $732.5 billion worth of tax increases. Once again, let's get this right. No unintended consequences here. This is a job killer. I'd like to ask unanimous consent to put into the record a list of the tax increases that are proposed in this bill.
So ordered.
Mr. Speaker, also last night the Rules Committee we found out, which is very devastating and I believe unwise. The Senate does not have this provision. They removed it. But the House keeps in this bill excuse me, failure to comply with individual mandates in this bill, $250,000 fine and 5 years in jail, criminal penalties that are a felony if you willingly choose not to participate, if you willingly choose then not to pay the fine in your taxes. And, Mr. Speaker, what we're going to do is criminalize Americans who choose not to join in this government-run health care system. There are not unintended consequences. The members need to know that this is going to raise premiums, it is going to raise taxes, and perhaps worst of all, we're going to criminalize with felony penalties noncompliance. Mr. Speaker, this is not a way to run a bill. We reserve our time.
I didn't reserve. Reserves the balance of his time.